Good morning, my Gulf Access Waterfront Hudson friends. I'm going to do the video a little differently today because I found some properties that weren't showing up on my general search criteria. Right now, in the last 35 days, looking at the active, pending, and sold properties, we have 54 properties that came up on this list. If you can, follow my cursor around and you'll see as I point out certain observations. These first four properties in Beacon Woods are not waterfront, Gulf access, but they are flood zone properties. And that's how I worked this list up. This is flood zone properties. So we're going to start in Cape Cay. This is that beautiful multi-story home that went pending after the storm. And there it is. I know this property real well. I know the guy who built it, and I know the builder who built it. Anyway, this is $589,000, and it'll show up on one of my future videos when it goes under contract. This one on McCrae, built in 2007. It flooded downstairs, but it is not a flood home, as the property above, is a stilt home. Country Club Estates did not flood. Driftwood, this is not a waterfront home. It did flood terribly, but it is not, it's on Driftwood, but it's on that portion that's not waterfront. This is a stilt home. It flooded downstairs. It's not in the genre of my focus, which is what's going on with those homes that flooded. Shiloh is a stilt home. Butler was built in 1997, so it's likely that this is not built out on the bottom floor. September of 1993 is the cutoff date when allegedly they don't have any living area downstairs. This one is not waterfront. Plum, this is over there behind that great pizza place on Clark. Hudson Beach, we talked about this one. $199,000, went under contract in 6 days. Right here, this canal saltwater button right there, that's the key button for the searches that we do when we're looking for canal, waterfront, Gulf access homes. This one went pending 54 days, so it was on the market prior to the hurricanes and went under contract after the hurricanes. Bernard went pending again, another waterfront Gulf access property that was listed prior to the storms and went under contract after the storms. This is Harbor. It's $450,000. It has, yes, canal, salt water, the magic words. And even if I had a Gulf front property like this one, this is a Gulf front property with an amazing, if you're out in the water around town, you've probably seen this is the end of Harbor Drive. Sticks way out there, just an amazing, it's this one right here, amazing views. But I would look at this if you're in the market for an amazing lot. $600,000, 4 days on the market for Gulf frontage. King Avenue, $750,000. Been on the market for 7 days. This one sold $200,000. Asking price, sold for $187,000. It did experience flood damage. Now, under water frontage, they put Gulf to ocean to bay as opposed to canal salt water. And because of that, I'm going to guess that it didn't get as much. Okay, this is what I would make the second picture. Wherever you can see the water, or the first picture, frankly, you can see that buyers are going to be buying the view. This is 9 days on the market. This is Gulf frontage, but you can't see the Gulf. And there's a couple of these kinds of properties on the market. This was not waterfront. This is not waterfront. All right, second aisle. This one is high and dry. It did not flood. According to the listing, it's been on the market for 10 days. I would call it $400,000. Lisa, been active for 6 days, kind of a small home, but it's got multiple offers. Highest and best are due by yesterday. They did not make a decision, or at least they didn't make it pending. Pleasure Isles, this is $350,000. It's been listed for 4 days. And instead of putting canal waterfront, oh, yeah, they did. Canal salt water. There it is. Good job. Good job. Harbor Drive, pending at $200,000 after 8 days. Inwood closed at above the asking price. They were listed at $150,000. It sold for $163,000. This is one of those homes that you got to wonder about the FEMA 50% rule. This home here on the corner on Lafitte, I owned this back in 2003, and one of the neighbors came over, and there was a mark I'm showing you, and you can't see me. There was a mark on the wall, and he said, "See this?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "This is the flood from the No Name storm in 1993. After 10 years, you could see the water line." And I didn't even notice it. I mean, you wouldn't think to look 5.5 feet. But the point is that all of these homes right here that flooded in Ian and Adalia and No Name Storm and Helene, these are all subject to the 50% rule, and FEMA can very easily come in and cause you to have to do the application for permits. 8522 Inwood. Let's just go a little deeper here. Always go to the Pasco PA site. Oh no, there's a new note. 8522 Inwood. Okay, so this property has got $189,000 in tax assessed value on the building. So you're only going to be allowed to spend half of that amount for the purpose of rebuilding it. So if your permits and everything else are going to be more than that, look at what they've got on the Pasco PA site now. This is new. Click to learn more. Look at this. Was your property rendered uninhabitable by Helene or Milton? Oh, a partial tax refund. Hey, I thought this was going to be bad news. This is good news. DR 465. March 1st, 2025. Catastrophic event guide. However, was uninhabitable within 30 days of the event. Damage assessment form. You got to wonder about filling this out, because if your building has a low tax assessed value, like some of these mobile homes, it could be a flag for them to come out and try to enforce the 50% rule on you. I've got to do another video on the 50% rule. I've done one, but now I found some paperwork that gives you an outline of what you have to submit if you try to do it legally. And I've got some stories about some of the communities where they put stop orders on the properties where they were doing the rehab without permits. Moving along, Sea Pines sold, asking $214. It sold for over the asking price. Now, Sea Pines Drive did not flood all the way up to 19. It flooded down in the lower part. Longboat flooded. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. It went pending after the storms. Hatteras went pending in 1 day. They were asking $249,000. There's that magic word, canal saltwater, under frontage, not view, but frontage. Mako went pending after a year, and there you go. I actually looked at this house the other day. It uniquely is one of the very few homes, or that side of Mako is one of the very few homes that have a septic tank in Sea Pines. Old Dixie Highway, a great house. I talked to the guy who has it under contract, and it's not at $299. Let's not start any rumors in case he was, in case I'm wrong about what he told me. Anyway, here's Donzie, went under contract in 9 days. Yes, canal, saltwater. I actually am the listing agent on this one. Randal Jenkins, that's me. Hatteras, pending 167 days. This is Gulf Access Waterfront. Hatteras sold, asking 810, sold for 805. Stilt home, another stilt home on Islander. Britain, pending in 9 days. And look, it didn't say Gulf Access Waterfront. Owner has requested that we do not present lowball offers from investors. I will not be replying to these offers. As long as it's in the listing agreement, and I've been known to put agent to withhold lowball offers on listing agreements. This one was sold. Actually, this is it. This is the big King Kong dream. This listed at $175,000. It sold for $225,000. I understand it was over 20 offers. It went under contract in 3 days. Claudia, $250,000. It went under contract and sold for $225,000 in 5 days. Flicker Lane sold for full price the day before the storm. The day before Helene hit, this went under and sold. Oh, and it says it's a double wide home in Sea Ranch. There you go. Another Sea Ranch, $374,000, sold for $320,000. Now this was listed long before the storms, and it sold 6 days after Milton. Leslie is pending. It was listed before the storm and has subsequently gone under contract. This one's pending. Another Janita, $545,000. This home flooded. Cabin Court flooded. It went pending after 2 days. It was listed for $125,000 in Signal Cove. Another one in Signal Cove. This is $129,000. Golly, what a nice canal. What a nice wide canal. What somebody's jet ski is on their land. Yeah, wait a minute. I know this property. If my brother's watching, Eric, you know this property. You sold this 10 years ago or something. I've got a great story about this property. And that's not unusual. These properties, it's a circle of life. They come around, they go, they come back. $149,000 went under contract in 0 days. Signal Cove. Signal Cove pending. Big lot. Keel Court active at $150,000. Listed for land value. I wonder, Starboard in Signal Cove is active at $175,000. Tower Drive in Signal Cove listed yesterday for $125,000. This is a stilt home. Here's a stilt home. Viva Villas did not flood. This is not on the water. Whitby did not flood. And is that it? That's the end of the tour. Okay, well, how about that? What fun. Party's over. Have a great day.